Welcome to Metal Planet, your hub for everything heavy metal and hard rock. I am Max Gray. This week there's a lot of variety as far as the releases go, with albums from across the metal spectrum, so I feel that there will be something for everybody. So let's jump right in. We are going to start today with a thrash metal album, Changelings by the band Species. This is a polished three-piece formation from the city of Warsaw. Unlike many thrash metal formations that put an emphasis on speed and aggression, the Species band members put more emphasis on technical playing and complex song structures, which is interesting. I have to admit the high-pitched raspy voice of the singer and bassist Piotr Drobina might not be for everybody. It's an acquired taste, but if you can get past that, there will be some inspired and forward-thinking playing in Changelings with some cool riffs, audible bass lines and intricate drum parts. This week there will be two worthy new metal records, namely Resent and Victim 2. The first one will be the new album by Dead, a formation from Arizona. This album will propose a nostalgic late 90s and early 2000s aesthetic without sounding dated. According to the singer Joe Cotella, an important theme he talks about in the album is knowing that you aren't perfect and addressing your shortcomings to become the best version of you. A thing I'm looking forward to with this album is the guest appearance by the singer Chad Gray of Mudvayne in the album's second track. The second new metal record for this week will be by A Killer's Confession, an ensemble featuring the former Mushroomhead singer Waylon Reeves. This release will be a stomping riff fest, continuing the tale of the band's previous album Victim 1. In this tale, there is a serial killer that targets criminals in the belief that he is delivering justice, but ends up starting to question his actions. Abysmal Void will be the seventh full-length album by New World Depression, a band that was formed 20 years ago in Germany. The sound you will find with this album is old-school death metal, with a production that is not too polished and not too raw, which is perfect for the style. The 10 songs in the LP will each represent one of humanity's failures like destruction, war and greed. Apparently, New World Depression is inspired by older death metal bands like Obituary and Bolt Thrower. I can definitely hear the influence of Obituary in the songs from Abysmal Void, with the importance given to the groove and the vocal cadences that remind me of the growls of John Tardy. On September 19th, there will be new releases by November's Doom, Sunniva and Kamelot. Major Arcana will be the first record in 6 years for the first of those last three bands. It will be a conceptual album inspired by divination and tarot, and it will have a varied range of sounds and emotions, from haunting ethereal vibes to an ominous darkness. If you're into death doom and gothic metal, there's going to be another record in those veins later in the video. The second record in the current round of albums, Hypostasis, will be the debut album by the underground Finnish band Sunniva. This release will have a dense, claustrophobic sound featuring ultra-sludgy guitar riffs and caveman vocals. The third release in this round is the upcoming Kamelot box set compilation Ascension. It will feature the influential US power metal band's first three studio albums in one package. Eternity, Dominion and Siege Perilous will appear in a remastered form in the box set, after having been out of print for decades in physical media formats. The metalcore band Prevail recently parted ways with Brian Burkeiser, one of its co-vocalists. While creating their new album Violent Nature, the other musicians in the ensemble had to adapt quickly, and it was decided that the remaining frontman Erik van der Berge would perform both the harsh and clean vocals on the album. I think that the result is good, with the band's new songs having a good performance in both singing styles. Violent Nature will be notable for its varied soundscape, while containing everything from crushing heavy songs like the title track to softer ballads like Into Hell. Some songs will have atmospheric, almost industrial overtones. If you like music that is weird and unusual, this next record by Igorrr will deliver you that. Igorrr is a music project that is led by the French musician Gauthier Sire. The compositions of the project transcend the boundaries of music genres, so within the different tracks in Amen, there will be elements of various genres like avant-garde metal, death metal, electronic music, classical music and others. In the songs, there is often sudden tempo and mood changes, as well as atypical rhythms and a general unpredictability. In the fourth cut from Amen, there will be a guest appearance by the guitarist of Mr. Bungle, another band with an unusual sound that influenced the music of Igorrr. For this next round, I grouped together three records with slow or relatively slow riffs, albums by Castle Rat, Stone, The Jesus and Mirador. Castle Rat is an intriguing female-fronted theatrical band from Brooklyn. Its songs are set in a Conan-like fictional world, inspired by medieval and fantasy themes. The Bestiary will be an epic odyssey that will transport you to the sword and sorcery world of the band, where mythical creatures and wizards dwell. Songs to Sun will be the first part of a planned trilogy of albums for the band Stone the Jesus. Although this group is from Ukraine, its material sounds like it could be the product of a band from the southern part of the United States. Songs to Sun will have a relatively stripped down stoner rock sound, with noticeable alternative rock and doom metal flavors also present. Mirador, a band featuring the guitarists Jake Kiska of Great Heaven Fleet and Chris Turpin of Ida May, will drop their self-titled debut album through Republic Records. This title will feature a thick, bluesy hard rock sound that can appeal to fans of Great Heaven Fleet, of course, but also to the fans of Led Zeppelin. I feel that this week we have a pretty impressive release week, and there is a lot of variety, so there won't be 1 or 2 albums of the week, but 3. The third album that I recommend the most for this week is a bit outside the realm of what I usually cover in my videos, but as an open-minded metalhead I like variety in the albums I listen to. I hope you do too. This album I'm talking about is the Nine Inch Nails soundtrack for the upcoming movie Tron. The previous soundtracks Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross worked on were released under their personal names, while this one will be released under the Nine Inch Nails moniker. This put pressure on the recording duo to come up with something good, and apparently it worked, because the track from this album that has been released yet, As Alive As You Need Me To Be, is a Nine Inch Nails banger that evoked the band's older material, while exploring new electronic textures as well. I chose Tron Ares as an album of the week based on the strength of that song. The soundtrack is supposed to contain both original songs and score tracks. Switching music genres, the second album I recommend the most this week is Unending Confluence, a black metal record by the Slovenian formation Kamra. It will be the second full-length album by this band after the 2022 record Cerebral Alchemy. I wasn't familiar with the music of Kamra until recently. I was impressed with the song Weaver's Bane. When you listen to it, you have the impression that the gates of hell have just opened. It's dark as hell, it's atmospheric, and overall the band's material has an experimental nature that makes things interesting. Talking about an experimental nature, another track from this album named Of Pillars, Walls and Mutilation features some weird and disturbing tortuous vocals that contribute to the dark atmosphere of the album. If you're into black metal, this is a record you can't miss. I have to give the crown for the Metal Planet album of the week to the new Paradise Lost opus Ascension. I swear this is a band that ages like fine wine. It's a band that manages to stay relevant with its new releases, and it appears that Ascension will not be different. Songs from this record like Silence Like the Grave and Serpent of the Cross show a band at the top of its game. The riffs in those songs are the type of riffs that would make Tony Iommi proud. The solos are great, and the singer Nick Holmes offers a commanding vocal performance like a boss. Like the new Barons record Corpse Lights that I talked about last week, there is in the new Paradise Lost material a sophistication, in addition to rich textures, and a good balance between darkness and light, and between musical density and simplicity. It's too early to tell, but I wouldn't be surprised if this record ends up in my top metal albums of the year list. If you found this video useful, hit that like button and join the Metal Planet community by subscribing to stay up to date on the new heavy metal and hard rock releases that come out each week. There is a video like this one every 7 days on this channel, so that might interest you. Tell me in the comments which new title or titles are you most excited to listen to this week. In order for the videos to not be too long, I limit the number of records I talk about to 15 titles per video. This week it was particularly difficult to narrow down the selection. I had to leave promising titles out like the new Kitty and Wolfart extended plays, as well as the black metal album Sundrung by the Icelandic band Nexion. There is a bit more info on those albums and a more extensive list of the records that will come out on September 19th in the description section of the video. I thank you for watching, I'll catch you in the next one, Max Grey out, cheers!